Welcome, everyone, to the Wildcast Instacast post-game show. I am Adam from the podcast. That was bad. That was let's turn the music down here. That was very bad. That was not good. The Wildcats take a 5-3 loss to Drummondville tonight at the Avenir Centre. Welcome into those who are going to be joining us shortly. Again, if you guys want to call in, just go to the Facebook, go to the Messenger, hit the little phone tab up at the top, and you'll be calling in. So let's go quickly around the queue. Chicoutimi, an 8-5 victory over Halifax. Cape Breton staying red hot, 5-4 victory over Charlottetown. 2 minutes left in the third period. Quebec is up 4-3 on Baie-Comeau. 8 minutes left in the third. Sherbrooke is up 2-1 on Rimouski. And 10 minutes left in the third. Shawinigan is up 6-1 over Rwanda. Gatineau's got a 4-2 lead on Val-d'Or. And with just about under a minute left, it just switched on me. Victoriaville is up on Blainville 3-2. And again, like I say, hello from the bench, which is Eric. A 5-2 loss to the Drummondville Voltigeurs at the Avenir Centre in front of 4,200 people at the annual Remembrance Day game. So let me get that out of the way. Thank you to everyone that has sacrificed before and has continued to fight and sacrifice for us, that allows us to go to arenas, venues, spend time with our family. We really appreciate all your efforts, and thanks to those who served and continue to serve to allow us to live our lives the way we want. But that it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was a terrible. I literally have not seen this team play this bad in the final 30 minutes at least, in quite a while. And I don't remember the last time it was. So let's get into this one. Moncton opens the scoring first in the first 3 minutes, which generally is a pretty good thing. As Vinny LaBelle gets the first one. Here's the goal from, I almost said Tim, from Marty on Harvesters Radio.
Going to the net, bouncing puck to Baudouin. Behind the net to LaBelle. Centering to Loshing. It'll come back to the blue line, kept in. Loshing in front of the net. There's a shot. They score! Elsa LaBelle!
It's a great move by Loshing. He's got it right in the slot. 95% of the time he's going to shoot. I think Broussard thought that he might shoot. Held it just that extra second, finds LaBelle on the doorstep for the 1-0 lead early on in the first. And then on the power play, which power play was it? 8:50. So that would have been, okay, that was Bishop's hook. Again, Drummondville takes a penalty. Moncton on the end of the power play takes a penalty. There's about 3 seconds left. So it wasn't really during the penalty, but still, you can't have that. And Sam Oliver for Drummondville makes us pay as he gets one on the power play, making it 1-1. And then Loshing, who is doing what he's been doing for the past 9 games, putting the puck in the net, like we said many, many times. If this kid hits the net, he's gonna score a ton of goals, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. Here's Marty Kingston on Harvesters FM.
Goal number 6. Power play, Moncton 1-1 tie. One at the blue line to Loshing, top of the circle. There's the shot. They score! Joanne Loshing!
Again, those video clips are courtesy of the Moncton Wildcats Twitter, and the calls courtesy of Marty Kingston on Harvester FM. Johan Loshing from the top of that on the power play. He makes no mistake, gets his 9th of the year, and it's 2-1, and that's pretty much as good as it got. It was kind of all downhill from there. We did have a 2-1 lead. We outshot them 12-9. That's literally as good as it got. Second period it's been a problem for Moncton for almost 2 seasons now. I'm sure the coaching staff, I don't want to say keeps them up at night, but the saying is keeps them up at night. I don't know how you fix it. They're outshot up until this game. The Wildcats have been outshot. We've had shots for 169, shots against 184. So that's, our first period, 171-170, pretty even. Third period seems to be one of our better periods as we outshoot teams. But it's, 169-184. Add 4 shots to that for us, and add 16 for our opponent. So it's almost what is that? 190. Let me see if I can do some quick. That's 200. 200 shots to 173. So it's not good. Second period scoring. I mean, Moncton's 21-17 in the first period until this game, of course. And then we've scored 17. We've given up 22 in the second period, and then scored 21 and given up 18 in the third period. So again, we give up 3 goals in the third period. So now you're at 17-25. So literally, Eric came over and talked to me up in section 108. And he, we're talking about the game and this and that. And I said, I think we only had like 4 shots. I had no idea. I hadn't checked yet. And checked a little while later on the app, and sure enough, 4 shots. I don't care what you're doing. You can't stay in games with 4 shots. And look, the Baudouin holding penalty that led to the Jeremy Lapointe goal, it was terrible. I mean, he just kind of, you see guys hook guys with their arms just as they're skating by. I don't even know who it was. Went down pretty easily. They put the puck in the net. I mean, it's a terrible call, but it's got to be a call that you kill off. Iasenza with a hook. I mean, the guy goes into him. He kind of grabbing the stick with his arm. Iasenza's trying to get it out. The kid ends up falling left. Excuse me. Left the ice. Did come back on to test it. I'm not sure if he played the rest of the game. I believe it was 96. 96, I think it was. Yeah, Alex Moran. I'm not sure if he came back. I know he tried to test it, but again, I wasn't really paying attention to see if he came back on the ice. And then, so they got 1 goal. Diot. Lapointe gets the power play goal on the terrible Baudouin call. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it's not something that you generally see call. But Poudafont he's Brad Mills light. Like, he just wants to be involved in the game, and that's a terrible call. And then Drummondville takes advantage in the second period on the Charles-Antoine Dumont goal. I don't understand, and I'll get the video and put it on Twitter, but to me, it was textbook interference. And the puck, I don't even think Baudouin played it. I really don't. I think it was in his skates, and Elliott just hammers him into the goaltender. To me, that's textbook interference. And, when the guy's not playing the puck and you hammer him into goaltending, I mean, goalie interference in general, I don't know what you want to call it, but the official's standing right there. He's looking right at it because he's trying to track the puck. Again, terrible non-call. We get the call. We get the call against us on Baudouin. They missed the call on Elliott with the interference. That's a 2-goal swing. Now, I'm not blaming the officials on why we lost this hockey game, because I don't care if you miss calls or take calls. You don't have more than 4 shots. You're not going to win a hockey game, and it's just something. There's got to be some sort of shakeup, and then come on the third period. After, I'm assuming was a Stern talking to. I'm hoping was a Stern talking to. You have 6 shots, and until they had 6 shots from the start of the second period till about midway through the third. They had 2 shots in the first 10 minutes, and you're trying to come back. You cannot have 2 shots in the period. You just can't. It's that's not a recipe to have any sort of success in this league. It's not good. And I don't know what they got to do to shake it up, because that's now losses in 4 or 5. But something, I don't think it's drastic, but a team that had won 8 in a row, or had points in 8 straight, they were 7-0-1 to end October. They've now lost 4 or 5 in November. And 3 of those 4 losses have been, or 2 of those losses have been at home. They got the points in Blainville. Got lucky to get that one. We got Bathurst now tomorrow, or tonight, depending when you watch this, but also can't play with 0 energy for 2 periods. Exactly. I'm going to get to that. And then they go on the road. And they go to Blainville, they go to Renderend, they go to Val-d'Or. Now, when they were struggling early on in the year in the first couple games, it was kind of weren't sure what we were going to have. They went on that Quebec road trip, so this could be a perfect time for a Quebec road trip, especially that really extended one up into Renderend and Val-d'Or, which, I mean, Renderend's playing pretty well. Val-d'Or is still a streaky team there. They're still getting W's, so it's a perfect time for a bit of a road trip. From the bench, also, you can't play with zero energy for 2 periods. 100%. Energy was there in the first. Hits all over the ice, and then it wasn't there in the final 30 minutes, or I guess final 40 minutes. This was as bad in 40 minutes as I've seen this team play in a long while. And we haven't said that in a while. But this was just, I mean, they couldn't even get in the third period. They couldn't even chip and chase. Like, chip and chase, just a simple play. Well, step one of that is chipping it past the Voltigeurs and getting it in there and chasing it. They couldn't even chip it. It was just discombobulated. I don't know if it's the Auger injury. Guys aren't playing with guys they're used to be playing with, but I mean, you've had a few games, you've had some practices. I don't know if it's a big major shakeup in the lines. I was trying to find the lines from tonight. I mean, Loshing was with LaBelle and Baudouin, Bishop in Mataiville and Barbashev. I don't know if you talk about guys not getting in, earning ice time, earning playing time. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't separate Loshing and LaBelle. I mean, that two has to stay together. Brutal all around after that first period. Absolutely, Brandon. It was just 10 shots in 40 minutes is not going to get it done. I don't care if the team you're playing has 3 wins or like Drummondville had 9 coming in. Like, you can't win hockey games in this league. I don't think they got to do. I don't know. I think they got to shake it up lines wise. I think we should see a whole new set of, keep the defense lines together, whatever, but a whole new forward group tomorrow. Just Dan, put them in the blender and see what we got. We'll probably see Steinman tomorrow because they've been switching back and forth. I mean, I don't think Filion was bad tonight. The one goal, it's pretty tough when a dude's laying on you. Tyler Peddles was an empty netter. I'm trying to think of the other ones. The first one, Sam Oliver off the draw. I mean, that's just a lost draw. And back to the point. Yeah, I don't think he saw it. Take a goalie's eyes away. Generally, they're not going to make stops. So I don't think he was bad. There was nothing against him. But I mean, when your team in front of you doesn't give you a chance and doesn't do anything, I was that close to sending Jeremy the meme again, where it's like, do something. Like, it was just that. Nothing against Filion. I mean, you four shots for your guys in front of you. They're just giving things up. So in these 4 losses through 5 games in the month of November, you look at special teams, and special teams from last year to this year. I always try to bring up special teams because that's where games are won and lost. And the PK right now, 1 of 4 against Charlottetown, 1 for 2 against Baie-Comeau, 3 for 4 against Halifax, and 2 for 4 tonight against Drummondville. That's 7 for 14. You're at a 50% kill rate. That's not going to get it done with the extra attacker. And then you turn around, you flip it, you look at the power play. 0 for 2 against Charlottetown, 1 for 3 against Baie-Comeau, 1 for 6 against Halifax on Tuesday night, and then 1 for 4 tonight. That's 3 of 15. That's really not good. And I can't math, but here, let me figure that out. 3 of 15. That's a 20% clip. I feel like I should know that, but I'm also old. 20% on the power play this month, and you're giving up goals on 50% of penalties, PK chances. That's not good. And we've had a pretty good penalty kill up until tonight. I think we were overall penalty kill for the team. I mean, we're 76%. It's dropping. I mean, we're 50% this month. It was up in the top 5 range coming into the month, and it's just steadily dropped from 5 down to actually, I can pretty much see where it's been at the end of November. Let's see here. Power of technology. I can just put in some different numbers and see what we get power or penalty kill wise. So the penalty kill coming into the month of November was top 4 in the league at 84%. It is now 76. That in itself is a reason this team has lost 4 of their past 5. And that's why I got to believe there's got to be some sort of shakeup. I mean, don't wait till you're on the road because they'll probably leave Monday for Blainville. I mean, that's tough to have practice time. You might as well shake that thing up now. And I don't know who's running the PK, whether it's Heptich or whether it's I can never remember the other coach's name because he's newer. Labros. But you got to change something on that penalty kill because it's been abysmal. It's been terrible in this month of November, and I don't want to shite on these kids, but man, that's 7 of 14. That's not good on your penalty kill. So, I mean, 4,200 people tonight. You gotta love it. People are showing up. Be better if the Wildcats were getting W's now, but because I mean, you look at the standings right now. I think Cape Breton, we've lost 4 or 5. They've won 5 in a row. I believe they are 5 points behind us right now. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, like about tonight, about the month of November. I mean, it hasn't been great. Again, if you want to chime in on and you want to be on and call in, just go to the old Facebook, find me, and just hit the little phone button, and you'll be patched in. I'm trying to make it an actual phone number, but I'm not gonna give everybody my phone number. But what was I looking for? Standings here. Bet we don't make the CHL top 10 this week. Oh, that honorable mention was a kiss of death last week. What we got here? Conference. So somehow we're still 3rd in the conference right now. And Baie-Comeau lost, so we stay ahead of them. So still 3rd in the conference. Chicoutimi got a big win, so they're now 1 point behind us. But where are we here? Maritime Division. Cape Breton. Yeah, so Cape Breton is now 5 points behind us. So, I mean, they've rattled off 5 in a row. They're one of the hotter teams in the queue right now, actually. They could be one of the hottest teams in the queue right now. So, you got to get this figured out quickly because not only you got Blainville, Rouyn-Noranda, and Val-d'Or, then you come back, you got Rouyn-Noranda again, Halifax. So, actually, I think we got Cape Breton somewhere in there as one of the rescheduled games. I think. Don't quote me on that. But either way, I mean, Blainville, Rouyn-Noranda, Val-d'Or, Rouyn-Noranda, Halifax. That's not a. There's no easy games right now, and I mean, there's no. Blainville's got 15 points. Val-d'Or's got 20. Halifax just absolutely pumped us on Tuesday night. I didn't watch that one. I was at the Flyers game, and I think it's probably a good thing I was at the Flyers game. So it's something that's got to get figured out and figured out quite quickly as they go again tomorrow night against Bathurst. And they can't come out with an effort like tonight, or that'll be 5 losses in the last 6 games in November. And then who knows what's going to change. Hardest worker tonight, Alexi Danielle. Yep. Nothing against Danielle, but I mean, you look at that's got to be based on the first period because the effort in the final 40, I couldn't have found you one. And that's just, I'm trying not to be too critical, but that it just, when you're 10 shots in 40 minutes and you can't chip and chase, you can't get anything going in that period. It's tough. Some positives though. I mean, Baudouin Everybody that got on the score sheet except for Isenza, I mean, he's got points in 3 of the last 4, but everybody else, Baudouin's got a 5-game point streak, 1 goal, 6 assists in that streak. Moran's got a 2-game going, 2 assists. Loshing, 9-game point streak. So, I mean, he's been doing everything he can. Him and LaBelle both have 9-game point streaks. Loshing's got 7 goals and 7 assists for 14 points, and LaBelle's got 4 goals and 10 assists for 14 points in those 9 games. So, those two are doing everything they can offensively. It's just the rest of the crew's got to come together with them. So, but that's an abbreviated one on a tough L night. But I mean, the positive, I won some flex tickets, so that's good, right? I mean that benefits you guys because that benefits the show and giving tickets away. So I don't know when. Maybe it'll be closer to Christmas time. Maybe we'll hold on to these bad boys till after the deadline or till after Christmas. But again, we'll have some giveaways because we love that. You guys love that. So stay tuned to our social medias. Going around the queue one more time. Chicoutimi, an 8-5 victory over Halifax. Cape Breton stays white hot with a 5-4 victory over the Islanders. Quebec gets a 5-3 victory over Baie-Comeau. Sherbrooke holds on 3-1 over Rimouski. Shawinigan a 6-1 victory over Rouyn-Noranda. Gatineau holds on for a 5-2 victory over Val-d'Or. And hey, look at that. Just in time, all the games ended. A 5-2 victory for Victoriaville over the Armada. And here at the Avenir Centre tonight on Remembrance Day night, the Wildcats take a 5-2 L in front of 4,200 fans at the Avenir Centre. They are back again tomorrow, 7 p.m. against Bathurst, which means I'll be back here on the live about a half hour after puck drop. Again, thanks for everyone who's shown up, and thanks to everyone who will eventually watch this. Stay tuned tomorrow and keep hitting that like button. Tell your friends so you guys don't miss any of the post-game shows. That's it for me. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Is it over? Can you hear me scream out loud? All these feelings.